I know your purpose on your plane. The boys, you date boys when you were at the age of Delilah, of Dahlias. Dahlias, I would have not purchased anything from Dahlias currently nowadays. I don't have sentiments to like go back to my teenage years, yet. I've for some reason, and the reason is not coincidental, that all the boys that I have dated, teachers dated me, my parents hated me. No, my parents hated me. I didn't have no parents. I had boyfriends, and all of them, and each and every of them, it happened so that they have had very deep voices. Like, think about it. Think of your life. When you were a teenage lassie, a teenage lassie, a teenage girl, a nice teenage princess. Think of your boys. Think of your boys that you had when you were 12, 11. Because 10, you still weren't dating. Were you dating? Have you been dating at the age of 10? When you were 10 years old, when you were 10 in 5th grade, have you dated when you were 10? And what have you been doing with your boyfriends? But eventually Aries ascended. Aries came into my life, and I have been obsessed. And the reason why I have been really obsessed is because they've a very deep voice. And like, think about your boyfriends. What kind of boyfriends do you choose? And my boyfriends had they had the vocalist of the band Creed, Thorn, and with eyes wide open. Thank you for making my face that way. With arms wide open. And what's this life for? The life is for enjoying each and every moment of it. The purpose of life, they have spells in Killstar shirts, in Killstar t-shirts. They have, I love this dress. It's really nice. I made the necklace out of it. The Fertile Crescent from Mesopotamia. I live in I am Mr. Mesopotamia, Mr. Bright Side. They make in the tags. Those are great tags. I praise my boy. They have done a perfecto job. In Killstar t-shirts that are English, Killstar t-shirts are English. I love my beanie. My beanie, look at this beanie. And this you can only get in metal store. Tienda in Swedish. Yeah. See, in Killstar tags, I'm not empty-worded. They have magical wisdom. See, poor are those who have eyes yet cannot see. Okay. Yet I like Killstar, but you have to watch out because it's occult, it's goth. Do you want to be a goth, or would you prefer to obtain an element from the actual something classy, like go to the museum and purchase something from the Habsburgs, and purchase. For me, I love this. For me, this is royalty. I love it so much. For me, this is royal, and I love it. For me, it's beautiful. And I worship this. I am a towel handler, and so valuable for me. I love this. Calm the dark. Well, I am an employee of Undarkened in hooray for the child that makes it through. Okay, this is not about the child, but I'm looking at I got this, most likely Daniel dressed me up. Yep. Daniel dressed me. Yeah, I mean, the only person mature enough was the son of the drummer, and they were an only child. Oh yeah, but you cannot judge people have 2 kids. It's okay. And oh yes. So Daniel. No, I am convinced that this situation, it was either Michael or in this here, it was 100% that it was Michael or Daniel or the son of the drummer, Rafa Zavada, have that was very severe. That was an actual Scorpio guy. They were they had a impeccable face. Rafa Zavada. They had a impeccable face, completely smooth, and the way they thought. Well, okay, but that was I was very frightened. Like, I wasn't frightened, but like I have never. No, I have encountered different things already when I was a 12-year-old girl, and a 13-year-old girl, and an 11-year-old girl, and a 10-year-old girl, and a 9-year-old girl, etc. And I have encountered sufficiently. So, and I'm just saying that I met this prosecutor, an American prosecutor, who was very nice to me. They were my boyfriend, and they had a low voice, and they were telling me, like, good things, like, I went to this party, and I got rid of, there was this girl there, and I loved her so much, that girl, that I put my mouth to her, and I got rid of all her fat, all her fat thighs and fat stomach, and I sucked out her fat zwoje tłuszczu inside of her brain, and I sucked like an elephant with my corn husk. I have corn husk. Well, as long as you don't say Takaluza. Takaluza are the Kazubians, and they are loose prostitute escorts, men who provide sexual services to rich people. Oh, Daniel, in here, I'm not making it up. I rarely make up things. Very rarely. I fiction very rarely, because I am to a great extent serious. I'm serious because my first boyfriend was a man who had, at the age of 16, they had a very low voice. And why does a young teenager, 16-year-old is a teenager, how do they get a voice very low? Well, they liked Marilyn Manson, which is not so bad, but it's like, well, you're gonna do better than Marilyn Manson. That's like, glam rock. Okay, so Daniel just put on this. I got this, and I had a blanket from Daniel, and I had a map, and I had a globe Daniel gave me, and I had and Michael. Michael also liked me. Michael was a owner of a pharmacy. They were a Virgo, and also the son of the drummer, Rafa. Funny, like, but also, people in my school, they dated Leszka, and they were like, oh, Leszek is my boyfriend. I love Leszek. They were like dudes from silver medal music groups. And they were like, oh, Leszek is my boyfriend. But that was the voice of either a Taurus. No, that was the voice of an Aquarius. That was the voice of an Aquarius. Hooray for the thought that makes it through. Voice of an Aquarius. January 28th. I'm 40 years old, and we're going to sklep Polskie Towarzystwo Astronomiczne.pan.edu, Polska Akademia Nauk. It's a Swedish Royal Academy of Sciences, Norwegian, but those are the most inscrutable leader of the undertakings, overtakings, and uppertakings. The voice of Uram, and we're ordering. It's only five ogorot. 5 ogorot. That's very cheap, and you get back issues from 1971. From 1970, you get back issues of Urania. But I wish they could be from 1882. That was actually established. The astrophysical, astronautical. Watchtower of the royal palace. They're called the bathrooms. I don't know, they call the bathrooms. Does anyone know why in the palace on water, why the astronomical planetarium is why is it called the bathrooms? No, when I was like a child, we were like, so we're going to the bath. No, it was probably like we're going to the baths. It's normal, yeah. It was a monarchy, the one that is on a horse next to the presidential palace. That mark, those people out there, and they're like, okay, so the royal people, they always head towards the sun, stronę słońca będę gnał, and also they go to the baths. They go to the baths to spa regeneration treatments, and a spa is a sanitarium. It is a place where you have home body like treatment, oils, and hair. But I'm not such a fan of hair washing. I don't like it because it takes a lot of time. I don't like it. Like I have long hair. Therefore, when I was a teenager, I had hair and I made it curly. I wore braids. I put wires, fuzzy wires, fuzzy barbs, colorful inside of the braids. I did different things. I had curly. I very often had curly hair, and also but I didn't use hair coloring. Teenagers can do anything because teenagers are not dirty old people who should be like Shiva reactions. Really, like you should be an eternal teenager all your life. Never be saying, oh, I'm a certain age, then I will attend a sex party. You know what? Go to with eyes wide shut. Really, like don't eyes wide shut. And what happened in that film that I haven't seen? Oh, but the great scene is with the opening scene with Alan Cummings. They're like, oh yeah, what is the purpose of your visit, and what is taking place in Scotland? In Scotland. I know your I know the Alan Cummings, American actor in America. Alan Cummings. They are an Aquarius. Alan Cummings are. I'm putting on. This is my favorite outfit. It is. I like it a lot. I hate the barbed wire, but yeah. This is Modern Stone Age, and Alan Cummings. Look. I have. It's like Bauhaus. Yeah, Aries. They had their own home that they created. Aries is that is like the black magic. That is so frightening. They had the richest home. They built with their own hands, but yeah. They were an architect because their grandfathers, they had, if you say that I had 55 grandfathers in the ancient court of Babylon, the one that has sentenced Thomas the cat into death penalty. If I had 55 grandfathers, then my honey, who was a Aries, they were born April 14th. and they've low voice. They had a low voice pitch, and those things are not coincidental. It depends on what a certain guy, a certain man, depends what sort of well, no offense, but movies they are engaged. But no, they didn't have the internet. They had, what did they have at home? I don't know what they had. I don't. They were like, well, I'm gonna have sex with. They're like, oh, I'm going home and I'll meet yours. And but that is how teenagers live. They don't engage in actual. You don't become Chloe Savigny in, that's the most ridiculous name. Chloe Savigny in the film Kids. This do not touch. Hetfield, that name was created once and it remains, but think of the wisdom of Hetfield. Think of how they open their mouth, how they are don't feel any pain. James does not feel any pain. James, like Mr. from the frontman of Metallica, does not rock thing. They don't feel any pain when they got coronas. They have porcelain teeth, and it didn't hurt them, and they actually made their own money because they're a Leo. They are Leo, and they're also, of course, Scandinavian because they're blonde ginger. They have ginger hair, and when they open their mouth, it is, and they also have an axe on their crotch. So they are not gay. They're not cocksuckers. And dads and generations, grandfathers, grandsons. Oh, grandfathers like, no, we don't like the idea of a grandfather. No, sometimes people have generations, or they feel that they have generations. But wait, even the old boy, they're not getting old. Old boy, they're not old. And yeah, but well, okay, and then we put a completely contrasting situation when a teenager has a low voice because they hang out with older dudes.